So this is the return trip home. This is day 6. We've stopped in Mobile for the evening. Drove across I-10 and wound up here. It's a little bit out of the way, but I wanted to do something a little different. Try not to take the same path both directions if I don't have to. Learned that a long time ago, right? So what did we get in Houston? We went looking for some clarification, a second opinion, reached out, and we came back with a second opinion, which essentially reflects the first. It's always nice to have that information validated. The consensus is, heard from one doctor, you may have had a complete response. Time will tell us that. So I'll hold that close, and we'll continue to do tests and screenings and that sort of thing, and just see where this road takes us. The road of faith, if you will. I don't know, many of you do not know, some do know how we got on this trip to Houston. From June 4th to June 28th, I had scheduled a vacation to travel to the Grand Canyon, Salt Lake, Yellowstone National Park, then make our way home. As you know, we do camping, and that was the plan, to go about 6,000 miles, pulling the travel trailer, seeing different things. In the same breath, my son, Logan, as you all have seen in the video, is aspiring to get into a local college, which requires that it allows him to do high school and college at the same time, and then graduate from high school with an associate's degree and a high school diploma. Part of the prerequisites for that plan is for him to achieve a certain ACT score, of which he's not been able to do in the math realm because he struggles with math. So, all right, vacation scheduled June 4th through June 28th. After his first test, or first couple of tests in the math ACT, we elect to try to do it again. The next date is June 12th, which is in the middle of our vacation trip. I tell him, I say, listen, education is important. If this is what you want to do, I'm willing to cancel the vacation so long as you keep taking this test and you do these tutoring, you study and prepare and achieve the score that you want. Okay, I want to do it. All right, so we canceled the vacation in anticipation that he's going to take this test on June 12th. So during the time that I canceled the vacation, Angie sends me an article about second opinions. Now, we have entertained second opinions for a while, but since things have been going so well, I kind of slacked off on that pursuit, if you will. And so didn't do it. Well, she sends me an article about the same time I cancel our trip that talks about second opinions and the importance thereof. So I message her and I say, you think this is really the reason why the trip got canceled? A certain method of divine intervention. So she says, maybe so. That day I reach out to MD Anderson, and 2 weeks they say, we want you to come to Houston. Coincidentally, the date they tell me that they want us to come to Houston, June 4th, which is the same day we would have left to go out west. I tell them, all right, I say, Monday I'll call you and give you an answer. Weekend goes through, we discuss it. I call them at 9 o'clock on Monday, and I say, we're coming to Houston. They say, great, we'll schedule it. Be here on the 13th for your COVID test. I said, okay. So that's at 9 o'clock in the morning. At 11 o'clock, the local community college calls that Logan's trying to get into for this middle college program, and they say, provisionally, we'll accept him into the program. He can either achieve the score through his ACT, or he can take a math class through the community college. Either way is fine. We'll accept him into the program. That's on the Monday following the 4th. Quite a surprise that all these things took place, and we were scheduled to go out of town, and at least out west, but our path changed. our level of guidance changed, and our direction changed. All for these certain reasons, but in the end, that was the path. If there's anything more than divine intervention guiding this cancer diagnosis for me and our family, I couldn't put my finger on what it is. God has guided us, and He has placed us in a path where He feels we need to be. And the only thing I know that I can do is praise Him and share my journey, because down the road, I pray and I hope and I aim to help somebody else. And if I can help one person or one family or a patient, a cancer patient, what have you, any form, that's my journey, that's my purpose, that's my goal. Those of you who know me know that I'm a public servant, and it doesn't get any more personal, that public service, than as it sits right now. I'll throw a couple other things in there. So we had intended to leave on June 12th to head to Houston for the 13th on a whim. Angie's like, and this was Friday night, June 11th. She's like, you want to go? You want to go ahead and leave now? And I'm like, sure. So we head out on our way June 11th. The irony of that is, on June 11th, 2019, Angie had a medical incident that placed her in the hospital and going through rehabilitation for 6 months. She had to learn to walk, write, sit up, stand, do very simple tasks as a result of that illness. That was on June 11th, 2019, where her path changed forever. Our path changed forever. What about the fact that we would leave again on June 11th, only 2 years later, to embark upon a journey that has changed our lives together, or in our lives forever? So it's quite the story, it's quite the path, and I don't know that there's a message to relay more so than what I've just told you, but that's the journey. At any rate, all right, today's day 6. It's been a good day. We're headed home for tomorrow. I'll leave you with a video tomorrow evening or Monday morning and close out this series of MD Anderson. Everybody, appreciate you watching, traveling along with us, and joining in on this so personal, so spiritual journey that we are experiencing.